This is an excellent question. So sometimes it can be difficult to determine, like you think you're with one spirit and then you continue on thinking you're with that same spirit. And then the sitter says, well, that actually applies to someone else. And I know who that is. But you didn't realize that you switched over, and that can happen too, especially in the earlier stages. If the personalities of the communicators were very similar or their situations were very similar, but the more that you increase your sensitivity, the more that you work, the easier discerning something like that becomes. What I tend to do is if I'm aware of multiple sitters or multiple communicators from the jump, I will either say, or if one comes in very shortly after I've started with one, I'll simply mentally say, okay, you communicate from this side, you communicate from this side, because there's usually a sense of directionality. And then I'll just move my awareness to one side with the intention of communicating with the one. When I feel that that's concluded, I'll move my awareness to the other side and start communicating with the other. Although sometimes, just depending on the nature of the communicators and the sitter or the power, how well you're holding the power, you can sort of bounce back and forth between the two. And for me, when that happens, it's usually that sense of directionality where I feel this thought or impression or this image came in from this side or this side. So that could be a helpful thing. As far as getting more evidence, I would say stop trying. Just surrender to the communicator, what they want to express. Don't worry about feeling like, oh, I'm not getting evidence or I'm not getting those factual things that could be validated in the moment. And when you just surrender to where spirit is leading you, naturally evidence will come out of that. That's probably better than the evidence that you would try to get.